to talk a little bit, real shortly, on individual departments within the county government. Our treasurer, David Jeffers, has got a couple of cool things going on. Ross County has a very active investment strategy with excess funds. So the county's in great financial shape. Our carryover last year was $21 million. And so we'll talk a little bit about budgeting when we get to Jeff. But the way that we invest that money and keep earning money from the tax money and the grant money that we receive is important to our financial health. So David Jeffers and a consulting firm that we utilize for investments take that money and invest it. And long story short, from that $74 million, we get about $2 million a year of interest. So what the county always did was they put that back in the piggy bank and reinvest, growing or not. And it's a good strategy. So, but we didn't do anything. Not a whole lot of aggressive things. So we're going to take that investment that we made, or that interest that we make every year, and put it into a capital fund portion of our budget. And we're going to start doing things back in the county and spending money back in the county to improve things. So $2 million sounds like a lot. It's not a whole lot when you start adding up projects. But it could be used to pay as we go, which I'm interested in doing. That's really how we got a lot of businesses back on a profitable scale. But it can also pay payments on bonds and loans. So we're going to be looking at what we're going to invest in. We're going to continue to pay down debt. We're going to continue to negotiate different interest rates on the debt if that comes down, and take care of our money. Fixing loans is something that David brought to the table. This is where we get with area banks. We've already approached Kingston and Homeland and other banks that are local to Ross County here, and take a $5 million amount, invest it in the bank, and have it offered up for people that want to do home improvement projects. And we make those loans available at 3% below prime. So it's a very low interest loan. A few eyebrows go on. Yeah, honeydew list coming back. So, but it'll do a good job for renovating houses, do a good job for flippers, investors, to get movement, to get a facelift to our curb appeal of the neighborhoods in Chillicothe and Ross County. So that's pretty cool stuff going on. Our auditor, Jeff Leonard, we're enjoying this year a tax reduction in property taxes. We went from 3.1% to 2.4%. It's a significant reduction in what we are charging in property tax to try and balance off the aggressive increase in home value. So it's the most we could do, that's as low as we could go, and that is in effect for 2025. So you're paying that much less than you would have been had you not done that. And the Board of Commissioners approved that right away. We do have commercial property values coming up this year. And that's going to be a bit of a pill because we haven't had a look at that, what the property values on commercial properties have been since 2007. So that's been skipped over. And we got to be careful how we implement a correction on that. Because as we all know, home property taxes have gone up. Both commercial properties have also ascended in value. So we don't want to drive any businesses out of business. So how we implement this is going to be something that we'll negotiate over the next several months. Carryover, it's at $21 million last year. We have to decide what is a good carryover, what is a need before the revenue starts coming in to do that. So I think that's the money that we can do some things with, make some improvements out in the county, get some capital projects kicked off, maybe even so we can deal on a tax reform. So we'll decide what we're going to do with that. Budgeting went through an entirely different process this year for 2025. We took the fluff out of the budget. Line items that are in the different departments that were overestimated versus what they had historically spent without any new project justification, we cut that out of the budget. very easily achieve the balanced budget. So that's the way we're going to continue budgeting as we go forward. So there's not this use it or lose it mentality with money in the budgets with the county offices. Some of them don't like that. And also, in terms of project justification, if they do have an increase in the line item from year prior, we're going to ask what that looks like and what the project is and what is the ROI on that project. So there's going to have to be a good reason and a good function, a good application for new projects. So budgeting changed completely. How am I doing on time? I'm boring everybody. I mean, following Patty, they need a rest. For the sheriff, there's a bunch of jail projects going on right now. First, I want to mention that last year we did a substantial increase to the pay rates of the deputies, both on the road and in the jail. And that was because we had been understaffed pretty drastically at the sheriff's department since 2007 when he was last fully staffed. Imagine that. We don't have enough officers on the road. So we have been fully staffed since that went into effect last year. And we have enough deputies on the road. We have enough deputies in the jail. They're accelerating training for the new people that come on board. And so, you know, you read things in Facebook and things like that. We can do better. We can always do better with public safety, and we always try to do that. But I think that comparatively, we're not in bad shape, like our some other communities are. Replacing all the walls are being covered. The stone block walls in the jail are being covered with steel panels, 4x8 sheets, so the prisoners can't dig their way out like in a movie or something. But they have been carving out the border between the block and looking for a way out. So that was a project that somehow needed to get done. And then we're changing all the exterior door locks. So that adds security to the jail itself. We have a new clerk of courts, Jordan Wheeler. Welcome aboard. And Jordan's grabbed the bull by the horns. One of the primary focuses of Jordan's campaign was customer service. You can go down to the title department of the BMB, which is not part of his office, but he's trying to make it part of his office. That's usually that BMB is privately owned, and Jordan's going after the ownership and the management of the BMB to plug customer service back at the top of that office. So that's really good news, and I think that's going to show up every time you need to renew your tags or update your titles. Also, he's working hard on records organization. Court records are pretty intensive. We have a whole building dedicated to holding those records, and Jordan's busy organizing and automating where he can. So we appreciate that. Got a new recorder too, Anthony Major Mauger. I don't know where the major came from. He's hoping for a promotion, I think. But he's doing a good job with the reorganization of the records at the recorder's office. It's music to the ears of my wife, the realtor. And also digitizing that as well with software updates. And then finally, Charlie Workman. Charlie has several projects on plan for this coming year. Probably one of the best ones is Charleston Pike rerouting to replace a bridge that was built in 1927 and is very narrow. And when my wife drives her truck across it and sees another pickup truck coming the other way with wide mirrors, it gets a little exciting. But it'll be a brand new bridge, nice and wide, a different kind of route through Charleston Pike, cutting a corner. But that bridge is due to be replaced this year. Also, Cooks Hill Road, thanks to Mark Johnson, got a grant for us to get that road fixed after a long time of that being shut down. And so finally get a quick way to get to Waverly through town. Also, Charlie has He has 6 county roads repaving projects, 23 township roads repaving projects. There's a 10 bridge repairs and replacements total for the county next year. Traffic signal updates, sign upgrades where the reflected quality of the signs is degrading due to all the UV rays. $300,000 pavement striping and replacing 40 different culverts in the county next year. Charlie keeps busy in addition to plowing the snow in the winter time, mowing and getting dead animals off the road. So his department does a lot of necessary stuff. So finishing up to say a lot going on in the county. I'm proud to serve in that capacity and look for good things to happen in that. Thank you very much.